on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950. Activism in the 21st century takes many forms. For Minnesota Chippewa artist Rory Wakemup, it's Funktivism. He uses humor, satire, and regalia to challenge social and environmental injustice. Smart Wars is Wakemup's latest solo exhibition. It's a bold mix of Indigenous heritage with modern commentary. Through his multimedia art, Wakemup challenges perceptions and sparks conversations about Native resilience, climate action, and truth-telling. See Smart Wars at Alma Relations Arts in Minneapolis, February 27th through April 5th. Details at almarelationsarts.org.
Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Rain and snow possible overnight with a low of 32. Then Wednesday, snow expected with a high of 38. AM 950 is celebrating 15 years of Matt McNeil on March 30th, and you're invited. Join us at Crooner Supper Club in Fridley from 2 to 5 for an unforgettable celebration. Head over to am950radio.com right now to get your tickets.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hit me cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. We discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, Dega, you are right. And this portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Hey, we got a jam-packed show here, Haley. We got Wendy Pilot on my right here, my right-hand person, and of course Haley, and then we got Ruth Anna Buffalo coming on, and then we have a lot to talk about too. What's going on here? Just a quick shout out before we get going on a little news here. Just let you know, Wendy, your mic's hot, so you can jump in anytime and say hi.
I will do that. Thank you.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Good to have you with us, Wendy.
Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
Yes, definitely.
It's good to be here.
She sends me notes during the show all the time, so it's great to have Wendy right here.
No,
oh, wow.
Sure. Live in the hot seat.
That's right. I'm in the hot seat. Hey, so before we get going, we're going to talk about a couple things here real quick. Haley, you have another word of the day, I do believe, here in Ho-Chunk. We're going to be teaching Ho-Chunk now to all our relatives.
Trying to hold ourselves accountable and learning it ourselves too. So that's a good way to do. Yesterday we were talking about the word for wolf, which is shunk-junk. Yeah, we have our wolf population here in Minnesota, so that's shunk-junk in Ho-Chunk language of Wisconsin. And then we're going to do dog today because they're a little bit related in Ho-Chunk language. Wolf is shunk-junk, and then the word for dog is just shunk.
Oh, shunk. Say that one. Yeah. Shunk.
Shunk.
Right on. Hey, a lot going on. Like I was at the Capitol yesterday in Minnesota, St. Paul Capitol, and big things happening in Wisconsin. We got to reach out, talk a little bit about this because our relatives on Civic Media and all over Turtle Island that listen to us too. Big happenings of the state of the tribes is what they call it in Wisconsin. And, you know, Wisconsin has 11 federally recognized tribes, Bad River, Forest County, Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, of course, Lakota Ray, Fond du Lac, or Lac du Famblo, Menominee Indian, Oneida, Red Cliff, and Shukajin. Can you help me with that one, Haley?
Sakajin, Chippewa community.
Yes. And then St. Croix, Chippewa, and of course Stockbridge, Muncie Community Band of Mohican Indians. And Haley, I was watching it live during my work day today, but you picked out a few things that really hit home with you that were spoken in the State of the Tribes.
Yeah, this was the 21st State of the Tribes address that took place at the Wisconsin State Capitol, Madison today. Thanks for shouting out the 11 federal recognized tribes in Wisconsin. Thomas Fowler was the one giving this year's address, and Thomas Fowler is the chairman of the St. Croix Chippewa Indians of Wisconsin. His native name is Chief Sitting on the Mountain, which I thought was really beautiful. Wanted to shout that out. But yeah, Chairman Fowler mentioned in this year's address how Native Americans and Alaskan Natives are both members of the United States and their own sovereign nations. Of course, we know that. He also mentioned how both of our men and women are warriors and serve 5 times the national average in the armed forces and have the highest rate per capita serving than any other nationality in serving in the armed forces in the United States. American Indians and Alaska Natives have served in every major conflict over the last 200 years. Wisconsin alone, this was something I learned, Wisconsin alone is home to more than 2,800 Native veterans.
Wow.
Yeah, so very interesting too. I wanted to shout out, I really enjoyed how Chairman Fowler talked about our traditional medicines using and growing even cannabis as herbal medicine for spiritual reasons, medical and practical purposes. But like we know, medical cannabis has proven to help our people in many ways. And just some examples like chronic pain, and then ranging all the way to helping with PTSD or CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, and it was well received. You made a comment when we talked a little bit about this earlier that when there was a rounding applause on one side of standing ovation and the other side sitting idle, and it's hard to see and sad to see, but that we all can't just celebrate the tribes here for one day and not be political about it. But I guess that's the way it is, right?
Yeah. And I think what you're talking about too, this is around, we did share the live feed on our Facebook page on Native Roots Radio if you wanted to go look exactly what I'm talking about. But if you skip forward to that hour 36-minute mark, Chairman Fowler is talking about, or he says exactly, we have an obligation to ensure that our history does not repeat itself. And I was watching this, it was a video live stream. I saw the whole Wisconsin DFL side applauding, and they even actually stood up to do an applause, while some of the men on the GOP side were just sitting there, not clapping, kind of whispering to each other. And I thought that was really interesting to see after Chairman had mentioned, we cannot have history repeat itself and what happened to us. So just kind of that body language kind of says in itself, I think what what some people want is our history to repeat itself, take the rest of us out the first way it didn't.
Right. Good call, Haley. One of the things too, I want to mention, Wendy's going to be talking about her day at the Capitol here in the next, or in the third segment. But we wanted to rush. We only got a couple minutes here with this segment, Haley. We want to kind of talk about some news that's popping up right now. And one of the things is a disgusting thing that's come up, Wendy.
Yes, it is a disgusting thing. Do you want me to talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Senator Eichhorn, Minnesota Senator Eichhorn, he's a Republican, was arrested Monday night, I believe, and he was soliciting a minor for prostitution in Bloomington. And I mean, we could talk about this in more detail. I have 2 articles here, one from the Independent and one from the Guardian. But the Independent is Minnesota lawmaker accused of soliciting a minor the same day he introduced the Trump derangement syndrome bill. Okay.
Haley had to tell me what that was.
Yes. So this is really something else. So he was arrested Monday night, and He is the author of the Trump Derangement Syndrome Bill, which basically says that if you're against Trump, if you say things against Trump, if you feel anxiety because of what he's doing, you cannot determine whether this is real or not, and you are deemed mentally ill. And he also, the really sad part about this is that he got 4 other Republican senators to sign on this bill with him, along with him. And the same day he introduced this bill, that night he got caught in Bloomington soliciting a minor girl for prostitution. He is in jail right now, and he has been asked by the other senators in Minnesota to resign immediately.
Well, and there's one other thing too, Wendy, you want to just quickly say why he's on our radar all the time too?
He's on our radar all the time because we're fighting to help our Minnesota wolves. And he is the author of the bill to make it mandatory to have a wolf hunt here in Minnesota also.
Disgusting.
Yes, so he is authoring that bill as well. So 2 great bills, and now he's arrested for soliciting prostitution of a minor female.
Well, this is Native Roots Radio, and we're going to have Ruth Anna Buffalo on next. But I just want to say I'm not surprised, Haley and Wendy, at all about this. This seems to be the norm in the game book. And so, hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
In a galaxy not so far away, the battle for truth rages on. Smart Wars is a solo exhibition by Rory Wakemup, a Minnesota Chippewa artist who flips the script on Star Wars using humor and regalia. Wakemup challenges colonial narratives and reclaims indigenous values of balance, resilience, and environmental activism. This exhibition runs February 27th through April 5th at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. More information at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here.
Everyone wants to maximize their dollar. If you're looking for a new vehicle, the only place to go is Rudy Luther Toyota. Consumer Reports Best of 2025 edition has the most reliable vehicles as Toyotas. The Toyota Corolla, RAV4, and RAV4 Prime top the list of the most reliable cars. And Toyotas are fuel efficient, meaning less money at the pumps. Consumer Reports Best of gas mileage ranking has the Prius Camry, Corolla Cross Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, and the Highlander Hybrid top of their classes. Reliability and fuel efficiency, you'll find them both at Rudy Luther Toyota, 5 miles west of Minneapolis on 394.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACD, in Minneapolis.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. And before we get our guest on here, I kind of want to finish up. Wendy was, we were talking about her segment coming up, her third segment, but also we just threw in a little news there in that first segment, Wendy, and I want you to give our friend a shout out today. You had a great thing to do.
Yeah, I went to the Minnesota State Capitol today for Humane Lobby Day.
Yay.
Happens once a year. And Humane World for Animals, which is formerly the Humane Society of the United States, put on this event. There was just over 70 people there, which
Mhm.
was really great. And I was honored because I got to present an award to Senator Mary Kunish, who was on,
Surprise.
who was on the show every Friday. So I was really happy that I was able to do that. We awarded her with the Humane Legislator Award because of her work with animals, and she's supported humane animal legislation throughout the years. When we go and we talk to her, she's always supported all our legislation. And last year, she brought it forth to the Senate floor and debated stopping a wolf hunt and not having a trophy wolf hunt in Minnesota. So I was able to give her this award, and we got up on stage, and it was really special, and it was fun to do that. And I think she was really surprised because we didn't tell her we were going to do this, and I really wanted to let her know how appreciative we are for her support over the years.
That's
And
awesome.
it's really something because there's so much chaos right now and unpredictability in our politics right now. It really is crazy. But she came to our meeting and spoke in front of us, and because she really understands that humanity begins with the most vulnerable, and those are with no voice. Those are the most vulnerable, are those with no voice at all. And she really understands that.
She does.
It's like the fundamental, beginning of humanity. And if you care about the small things like that, then you could build on it and care about the big things. So Mary gets that. And Senator Kunish, again, a shout out for everything that you do.
And she's a guest every Friday on Native Roots.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're spitting out some news too, and again, we're giving a little teasers, but I just want to tell you what I'm going to do right after this show. I'm going to go to Simile High School in Inver Grove Heights, and Billy Mills is releasing a children's book, and he's going to be speaking, and he's author, and of course, we all know that he's an Olympic gold medalist, and in 1964 10,000 meter Olympics, and that's the only American that's ever won the gold in that. And
wow.
So,
and he came up from behind, right?
Way behind. If you ever watch the video, it's crazy. We'll have to play the audio someday on here because it's unbelievable. He's way behind, and then he just seems like he kicks it into a second gear. And I think like the last maybe 100 yards or 200 yards, he ends up winning just out of the clear blue, and nobody expected him to win. And so here's a funny story too. There's a story about his life. There are a couple of them, but I remember one of them was a made-for-TV special on him. Robbie Benson played him. Do you remember him?
Oh, really? I do. Back in the day.
I knew you would.
Robbie Benson. I think I had like a childhood crush on him.
Yes.
I just looked up Billy Mills, and it says he was a member of the Oglala Lakota tribe. Mills grew up on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in remote southwest South Dakota. However, Billy's mother died when Mills was just 8, and his father passed away just 4 years later.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he must have had a hard childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's
Good
still
for
with
him.
us. He's got to be late 70s, early 80s. So I want to print a picture, have him sign, and then get a selfie and buy a book for our grandchildren to know this history.
Cool. Yeah,
which is
for
so
sure.
cool.
And that's at Simley High School in Inver Grove?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Our cousin Zach graduated from there. I'll have to
Me
let him know.
too. Oh yeah.
What do they call, like the Spartans or something?
I don't know, but the pilots are pretty big over there. They were big in hockey in South St. Paul and Simley back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, my cousins all played hockey for Simley too.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me what their name is.
Okay. We can find them later. Also, we were talking about I saw something too. Pat Vegas of Redbone. Yeah, one of the Vegas brothers of that Redbone. Of course, everyone knows that song, Come and Get Your Love. They're a Native American band, and Pat Vegas just turned 84 years old yesterday.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. And you know that one space show really brought back that song. What was that? Just about 10 years ago, they had that that one space show where the guy was always listening to 70s music in his head.
I might have seen it. I'm totally blanking on the name of
I'll
the show,
I'll look
though.
it up. I'll look it up. I have
Yeah.
all these like half stories here that I bring to Native Roots Radio.
And everybody's Googling while you talk
Or-
to find out the answer.
or texting me and
It's a trivia show.
or texting me and correcting me. So I appreciate everyone listening.
Maybe somebody who's listening could
So
give
it's-
us the answer to that.
So it's fun, Wendy. Whenever we go and say, "Hey, we're going to be at someone," like I'm going to be at Simley, there's usually people that listen to our show that live by there.
What
and that
time are you
show up.
going?
I'm going to try and get there at 6:30. That's when.
So Simley High School in Minneapolis?
No,
Oh,
and
no.
Inver
sorry.
Grove Heights.
Inver Grove Heights. Okay, there you go.
And it's just out Highway 61 from us.
Okay.
And we see it on the river when we're on our boat on the river.
Yeah.
We go by Inver Grove Heights.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, South St. Paul. Well, as we're waiting for Ruth Ann to get on, I want to shout out MIWRC is hosting every Tuesday. So it is over. The hours are from 9 to 3, but every Tuesday, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center hosts our unhoused relatives for a meal, resources, and a warm space to connect with community. And that's from 9 to 3 every Tuesday at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center in Minneapolis.
Hey, I also want to bring up too, seeing that we're waiting for Ruth Anna to come on, is that the school that I taught at, which had an Indian Ed program at Harding High School in east side of St. Paul, ended up losing today the first round in the state hockey or state basketball tournament. But what an accomplishment! And they hadn't been in any kind of. They won the city in 2003.
Wow.
And the coach that's on that team that was a student of mine, he played on that team too.
Wow, that's
Oh, I didn't know
amazing.
that.
Yeah, I just saw an interview last night with him, and it was just an amazing and uplifting. And one of the students had only played basketball for 4 years, so it's pretty
Wow.
amazing. So, yeah, if you go onto KSTP or go to my Facebook, there's a big old interview with the coach and some players and another coach. So I thought it was pretty cool. Got to see some pictures and saw some former students out there and some former teachers and teachers out there that I worked with out there supporting. I couldn't get there because I was working today, and but I was hoping to go to the next round.
Yeah. Maybe next year they'll come back and win the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Winning breeds winning. People want to go to a winning program, and in St. Paul, it's open enrollment. You can go to any school.
Well, that kind of reminds me of, we're talking high schools. I'm thinking like Burnsville High School. Do you remember going to the South of the River powwow there at Burnsville?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just saw something coming up. They put the date out for this year's South of the River powwow. Yeah, it'll be at Burnsville High School again, and it'll be Saturday, May 3rd. So mark your calendar, save the date for that. 2025 South of the River powwow. I know that they are still seeking vendors. If you just look up South of the River powwow, Burnsville High School, I'm sure you can get connected with them.
Right on. Hey, and then Wendy, we got a minute left in this segment, and I'm wondering maybe you can give us a preview of what you're going to talk about in the next segment. Seeing something must have happened to Ruth, but
Yeah, well, if Ruth shows up, she will take on the segment, and if not, I will talk about what I talked about at Humane Lobby Day. So we're going to talk about, we want to oppose the mandatory wolf season here in Minnesota. We want to support a ban on cat declawing. Yeah, it's still a thing.
Wow.
That is still a thing. And of course, the years have gone by, and every year for the past, I don't know how many years, we're talking about having Minnesota take hold of our humane pet store policy. So I'll talk about that too. And we have a lot of ordinances happening in many cities here in Minnesota. We're up to 12 now.
Wow.
I think when I started working on this, we had like 2.
Right.
So over the years, there's so many cities in Minnesota who have adopted a humane pet store bill, which means that there are no dogs and cats that originate from puppy mills sold at pet stores. So we're really excited to keep working on that, and hopefully really get the whole state to approve that and work on it and do it.
Well, and I know you worked on the one here, well, a couple of them for sure, but here in St. Paul, there is a pet store ordinance here, and I'm
Yes.
grateful for that, Wendy, and all the work that you put
Me
in.
too.
So awesome, you're a rock star. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we're going to take a short break here, and I'm going to get my poop in a group.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know if I want to.
I'll tell you when we fade out here.
Oh,
hey,
geez.
this is Native Roots Radio. I'm awake.
Stay with us.
Everyone knows I love Rudy Luther Toyota, but do you know who else loves Toyotas? Consumer Reports. They're out with their best of 2025 auto issue, and once again, it reads Toyota, Toyota, Toyota. Of the new 2025 models, Consumer Reports recommends the Prius, Corolla, Corolla Hybrid, the Camry, the Sienna, the Corolla Cross Hybrid, the RAV4, the RAV4 Hybrid, the Highlander, and the Highlander Hybrid. In almost every class, you'll find a Toyota. Find one for yourself at Rudy Luther Toyota, the southeast corner of 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
This is Chad, owner of AM950. I want to tell you about a better, more environmentally friendly way to care for your lawn with Natural Lawn. Natural Lawn has been treating Minnesota lawns for more than 20 years with organic-based natural products that feed the soil without unnecessary chemicals. That means an envy-worthy, healthier lawn that's safer for your family and your furry friends. Natural Lawn has no contracts and is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So let Natural Lawn handle your lawn care so you can enjoy your lawn. More at naturallawn.com.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
In these challenging times under the second Trump administration, reading can be a powerful tool to manage stress and anxiety, and Next Chapter booksellers can help. Their newest table features books designed to channel anxiety into meaningful action. From Noam Chomsky to Henry David Thoreau, it's a collection that invites you to reflect, learn, and take action during chaotic times. Explore the full list of titles at nextchapterbooksellers.com. That's Next Chapter Booksellers off Snelling and Grant, here to help keep your sanity.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak.
And I'm Adam Ostrowski.
We are here at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces to talk about the joy of live fire cooking. Cooking over a live fire is the oldest and most basic form of cooking.
What's new is in the way fire is handled and its heat is managed.
It's easier to experience and enjoy the smell and taste of food cooked over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces sells and installs live fire grills, fire pits, and ovens. Let us help you experience the smell, the taste, the fun of cooking with fire.
Pizza was first made and is still best made in an open fire oven. The radiant and conductive heat of a live fire is unmatched for wood roasting and baking artisan breads too.
Come see the many ways you can cook over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood and gas units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. More information at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that works for you. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
It's no secret that medical care costs are soaring, with nursing home and skilled nursing care costs being some of the highest. You don't have to deplete your savings in order to receive long-term care. At Schroman Law, we work with families to develop and implement strategic planning for medical assistance for long-term care, for assisted living, nursing home care, or home-based care. Contact us today to schedule a free consultation at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Rain and snow possible overnight with a low of 32. Then Wednesday, snow expected with a high of 38. For more than 40 years, the Great Wall Restaurant has been serving up Szechuan and Mandarin favorites. The Great Wall is located just north of 50th in France on the Minneapolis-Edina city line. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
AM 950 KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Yes, they do. Hey, we're here with our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo, CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. And how are you doing, Ruth?
Good. Yeah, doing good. Good to see you, Dosha, and hello, and Madzigidads. Yeah, it was a state tournament today, so Moorhead boys basketball team lost by 9 points. They were the 7th seed and played Wyzetta, who is the 2nd seed. But very good game. Very good game. Halftime, we were down by 1, and we ended up losing by 9. So.
Oh, and the school that I taught at, Ruth Anna, for 27 years, they were in the tournament this morning for the first time ever, and they had lost. They didn't move on, but that was a really big accomplishment especially for our kids in the inner city of the east side of St. Paul. So big shout out to all the people playing.
Yes, for sure. It's just a big commitment, and really give so much love and appreciation to the players themselves, their families, the coaches, everybody that supports them, because they put so much time and energy, and sacrifice. Really, one of the moms was we were visiting afterwards, and our boys are good buddies and kind of grew up together, and she, it was a reminder of like how much they sacrifice as young people. How many times they cut their holidays short or summer breaks short, with family time, and away on the road, very rigorous schedules for young people. And so it was pretty cool to see them experience the state tournament and do quite well. Many people thought that our team was going to get blown out, because Wyzetta has a really strong tradition of winning the state tournament at the 4A level. But we hung in there with them. We were even up by as much as I think 6 or 8 points throughout the first half. And yeah, we were giving them a good run, good go, so we had it, but kind of ran out of gas and ran out of time.
Well, I believe it's so important that you're there and that people support that. And these young learners, these are disciplines that they can take with them with the rest of their life, and an accomplishment like that. I just think things like sports and drumline and art and theater are disciplines that students can take with the rest of their lives, that they can do anything.
Yes, for sure. A lot of the time, commitment, sacrifice, win or lose, it builds character, and it carries over from the classroom to the basketball court or the baseball field. So much can be taught and learned in those different arenas. And yeah, it's something good to do. It's a good healthy outlet, and we have a lot of strong traditions of strong athletes throughout Indian country as well. So it's good to have our young people engage in these healthy activities, for sure.
Yeah, well, I was telling our audience and Wendy and Haley that I'm going to Assembly right after the show, because Billy Mills is in town, and I've never met him before, so I want to get a book signed, and, of course, a selfie, because being the former selfie king, Wendy.
That's right. Selfie.
Tell him I said hi. Tell him my family says hi. I remember our kids met him when we were at NDSU, and he asked our son back then. Our son was probably like 2nd grade, 3rd grade. Billy Mills asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And our son said, NBA player. And then Billy Mills was like, "No, what do you want to be when you grow up?" He's like, "NBA player." He's like, "Well, you gotta have options, So.
Right. That's funny. Well, and what a unbelievable Native icon that is still with us, and I'm going to run out there and get his book. He's got a new children's book out, and it's great timing, Wendy. We have our grandchildren over here every Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. Excellent. I'll read it to them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 months, I'm sure they'll remember.
They listen, though, when you read it. They look at you and they listen. So
Yeah, they look at me like I'm crazy, but that's a whole nother radio show. So what do we got going? Ruth Anna Buffalo at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center this week, and how, again, I know you're tough with time here, and I want to get how people can support you and know about your organization.
Yeah, so we had the weekly Tuesday Resource Connect today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the gym or the community room, where different service providers, agencies come on site and get connected to. It's just a quicker one-stop shop way to get connected with the unsheltered relatives and vice versa. We offer breakfast and lunch, and we are potentially going to be open tomorrow for the Emergency Warming Center due to the inclement weather that's on the way. Potentially opening up tomorrow, maybe around noon, and then close the following day at noon. So be open for 24 hours. And then on Thursday we have I believe we've hosted the medicine bag making sessions with Delilah, the tongue twister. Delilah, I believe. Yes,
You've been on the
Delilah
show
Robb.
too
She's
long
from
now.
North Dakota. What's
You're
that?
talking like me now. You've been on our show too long. Delilah.
Yeah, Delilah Robb. She's I believe she's from North Dakota, Turtle Mountains. She's going to be leading a session on medicine bag making tomorrow from, I believe it's 1. It starts at 1 o'clock. I was just sharing that information with friends, but I believe this session is full because we try to ask people to sign up ahead of time. But it's tomorrow from 1 to 3:30, or excuse me, Thursday, 1 o'clock to 3:30, medicine bag making. And then, yeah, we have regular programming with support groups. So yeah, lots to stay on top of. Please check out our socials and our website, miwrc.org. Feel free to donate if you can. Our windows in the community room got vandalized and destroyed, bashed out, as did our front door, main entrance on the north side. So we are, gladly, happily accepting donations to help defray the costs of those, extra expenses that we just didn't need at this time. So
Yeah. Well, plus we want to get a basketball hoop in there too. Oh, no, just
that would be amazing. Yeah, that'd be amazing. For sure.
cool. Well, I know it looks like you're you got things going on right now. You're in the car, so I wonder if you want just to give us a quick message before we let you go and do your thing. It looks like it's beautiful out there too. It's sunny.
Yeah, beautiful weather, 50 degrees. Just, thankful for all of the continued support for MIWRC. A lot of good things are happening, and just want to really uplift, the good work that's been happening in the community for decades and generations. So yeah, continue to be good to one another. And if you can, donate at miwrc.org. Mods and odds. Thank you.
Excellent. Good to see you, Ruth. We'll see you
Good to see
next
you.
week.
Thanks.
Oh, wow. Right on. Wow, Ruth Anna Buffalo, Wendy, always coming in with some good information, and what a great organization that's been around for 70 years. And sad to hear about the windows.
It really is. Windows are really expensive. Like, you just say, okay, it's a couple of windows, it's a door, or whatever. It's like thousands of dollars for each window. It's really a lot. So yes, if you can donate whatever amount of money, it adds up, and it's a good organization. So help out.
Definitely. Well, we can talk a little bit. We got a couple minutes before we have our next guest on, and maybe talk about a little bit more about your day today, Wendy. I just want to really, what I heard was State Senator Kunish, after you gave her that plaque with the recognition of all the work she's done for our relatives,
animals,
our relatives with tails and hooves and
wings,
gills
and whatever.
And
all of them.
Yeah.
We love them all.
But she was surprised that you had that for her and read off that really beautiful thing that I got a chance to hear, that what you wrote in regards to State Senator Mary Kunish.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to do that. And you know what? It's really a great vibe. If you ever have time to go down to the Minnesota State Capitol, if you go down there and you care about a bill that's being presented, you could sit in. You don't have to say anything. You could just be there. Like Robert, last year, he debated and testified for our Minnesota State Wolves. And there's an audience in the back. You could just go and listen in. You don't have to say anything, and you could just learn about the different bills that are being processed and brought forward to the House and the Senate, and listen to them. And you could find one that you really feel passionate about, and then you could do more work if you'd like, and you could go and meet with your representatives and tell them that it's important for them to support the bill, because Senator Scott Dibble, he also got up at Humane Lobby Day today and got up, and the first thing he said is, "This is your house. This is your house. We welcome you here. Everybody is welcome, and we work for you. You are our constituents, and when you care about something and you let us know, that's good, because a lot of times we don't know what exactly is that you care about. So we want you to let us know." So I was really happy. Again, today we talked about saving our Minnesota wolves and to stop a mandatory wolf hunt. Senator Eichhorn, who got caught soliciting a minor female prostitute, allegedly, I want to say.
Right.
He wants a bill and authored a bill for a mandatory wolf hunt. And he also, I want to find the wordage. Oh, yes, the Trump derangement syndrome bill. He put forth that also. And, I hate to say that he got caught doing this, but you know what? It's despicable, really. A 40-year-old man who's married, who has 4 children of himself, and he's from Grand Rapids, and he came down here to Bloomington, and the Bloomington police said, without any shadow of a doubt, you come down to Bloomington and you're soliciting a minor for sex, you're going to get caught. And they're not fooling around. He's in big trouble. He's been already asked to step down.
Right on. Hey, we have Frida Alvarez coming on next. We're going to talk as quickly as we can about what's happening at MnDOT and opportunities and background. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Have you considered a career in the museum field? The Minnesota Historical Society is now accepting applications for its Native American Museum Fellowship. The 10-week summer program is a mix of workshops, seminars, and hands-on internships at the Minnesota Historical Society. It is open to undergraduate students, recent graduates, and community scholars with an interest in museums and heritage studies. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NAI.
Registering with the Selective Service System is something every 18-year-old guy is required to do. That's the Selective Service, not the Secret Service. When you register with Selective Service, you won't be guarding the president. Nobody's going to give you sunglasses and a black suit. You know what happens when you register with Selective Service? You'll stay eligible for college loans, jobs, and training programs. If you're a guy turning 18, go to sss.gov and register. No, karate classes are not included.
Hi, this is Governor Walz. Thank you for listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts. How?
I just want to say this really quickly. Today at the Capitol, when Mary got up, we all 70 people howled at the Capitol. So it was awesome.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wait,
love
tell-
that.
quick.
Yeah, so Mary got up on stage and she said, every Friday I'm on Native Roots Radio.
Oh,
and
she said that?
Yep, and every Friday we howl for our wolves. So
Oh.
let's everybody howl.
Wow.
Howl! And the whole room howled. It was awesome.
I love that. We'll have to find that
know
video.
It just
You just remember.
because I was so nervous. I got up there to say my little spiel, and I was just so nervous I didn't even remember what I said. So there you go.
I'm sure it was great.
It's all coming out here in the next. Maybe we should have a 2-hour show.
My memory's coming back.
Oh, wow. Hey, we have Frida Alvarez, MnDOT Employee Resource Group Coordinator, and a big Peony Geek. Thank you so much for being on.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, I just want to ask you quickly, thanks for joining us, and tell us the listeners a little about yourself and where you're from and how long you've been with the Minnesota Department of Transportation.
Absolutely. So hi, everybody. Frida Alvarez. My pronouns are she, her. I'm born and raised here in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm a dog mom. I think if you're viewing online, you see a little caricature of me and my pup. In the back there, I've been with the state of Minnesota since 2017, so like 8 years. I can't believe it. But I've been with MnDOT for 4 years, and with my career at MnDOT, I am responsible for employee resource groups, and we have 9 active ones. And one of those are our Indigenous employee resource groups. So I'm really excited to talk about that and other opportunities at MnDOT today.
Well, let's jump right into it and talk about that. That's exciting, and of course, my wife here, Wendy, and I and Haley too, are puppy parents.
We're all puppy parents.
Yes.
Love our
Awesome.
Yep.
I noticed that in your profile picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's in my profile. Yeah, that's Wanda.
Nice. Awesome. Give Wanda some hugs and kisses from me. I love the puppies. But I'll get right into it, and then just let me know what questions you have. I don't mind if you want to stop me right in the middle. But we have 9 active employee resource groups. Like I've mentioned, we have had employee resource groups at MnDOT since 2011. So we're already a decade and some in. We're one of the few agencies that have had employee resource groups for quite some time at the agency. And then we have some enterprise-wide ones that have been erected, if you will. So at MnDOT, we allow folks to participate in 2 ERGs. I know some folks might be able to identify with all 9. I'm so sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background.
That's fine.
We welcome the barking.
And we smile when we hear it, so we're fine here.
They are living their best life.
Do you know how many Native Americans are currently employed in MnDOT by any chance?
I think our last time I checked the data, it's around like 1 to 2%, I believe. And Indigenous Employee Resource Group is one of our smaller groups that are active at MnDOT.
Well,
However, they get a lot done.
Ooh, good one. Hey, we know by talking to people from the state how great it is to get a job with the state, and it can be a career, and it sounds like you can move like you have in different venues. Talk about what kind of resources and jobs are out there for our community.
Yeah, so with the employee resource groups, I'll talk about some of those internal resources that we get once you're in the state to maybe entice you to come apply and work with us. So our employee resource groups have 4 pillars that they uphold within their annual work plan, and they get a budget to spend as well within those 4 pillars. So they have professional development, recruitment, retention, and community outreach. So we get to do cool opportunities like this. We get to work with like the Dakota Institute for Career career fairs. And then if there's any Indigenous conferences, professional development, we're able to sponsor our employees to attend those kinds of conferences. And then from the external, we have at MnDOT specifically, we have a lot of different things, folks. You know, if you see the snow plows, that's with us. You see people fixing the highways, that's us at MnDOT. However, I know sometimes we think the city streets MnDOT takes care of, but that's our city. So MnDOT takes care of the highways. So I learned that when I came to MnDOT. I was like, oh, I was complaining to the wrong people this whole time about my side street not being plowed and the potholes and whatnot. But so we have that. We also have folks that are, you know, in the office, do things like myself working with employee development, and then in the field, like I mentioned, our snow plows and our field workers and survey crews and things like that.
Well, what's the easiest way to apply? Is there the website or?
Yes, the easiest way to apply is at mn.gov/careers. So mn.gove/CAREERS. Right? Did I spelling good?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to check my spelling. But hey, what has been your favorite part of working for the state of Minnesota organizations?
Oh my goodness. I think my favorite part has been the people that I've gotten the opportunity to work with. I've met some really cool characters, really awesome folks that I have made connections with outside of work as well. I have one friend I was able to go to her wedding, and then she moved away. And then I have some other friends that I've made since I came to MnDOT as well that I am able to connect with outside of work. So that's been really fun, is creating those network opportunities, not just for professional development, but, you know, your own personal networking circle as well. I think that's been one of the great parts. And then the benefits have also been very beneficial, as someone who has a few things that you kind of need that support and resource for. The benefits have been really awesome, especially I'm still new to the state, even though I've almost been here like 8-10 years. I still feel like I'm learning new things about the agency and like how it works and stuff. And so this was a career that I had a really awesome opportunity to get by doing internship programs like Urban Scholars. So if anyone's out there that knows anybody in undergrad or grad school, Urban Scholars is a really awesome program to help you kind of get your foot in the door for those kinds of job opportunities and careers.
That's awesome. So, and also too, when you work for MnDOT, you have great, I think you were alluding to it, great benefits, vacations, those things that you know you can make a career out of.
Exactly. A lot of work-life balance does come to mind when I think of working at MnDOT, especially. We are able to, you know, we get, I think it's 12 paid vacations. And then depending on your union, you're able to accrue vacation and sick time as well. And so there's a lot of awesome benefits. And if you're married and you have your family, lots of great benefits as well. I am unmarried. However, I do have a long-term partner, but regardless, benefits are good if you're single, married, kids, no kids. So lots of flexible ways to take advantage of the resources we have to offer at the state.
Well, Frida, I really appreciate you coming on. We got to get you on again longer. Just give the website again, and well, again, we'll have to get you on again.
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to come on again. So if you want to apply to a MnDOT career or any state of Minnesota job opportunity, you will go to mn.gov/careers.
Wow. A big Peeny Gigi, thank you for coming on and giving that information to our listeners who really should check it out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right on. Hey, if you're listening to the show, you're part of the resistance from Chief Plentycoops. The ground on which we stand on is sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and apply at MnDOT.
There you go.
We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
Cafe Love.